Welcome to the Joyful Movement Podcast, where we redefine exercise as an act of self care and move for our mental health. Here, we break free from diet culture and the obsession with skinniness, shifting the focus to longevity, vitality, and feeling amazing in our body. Movement should be joyful, accessible, and empowering for everyone, no matter your size, shape, age, or fitness level. So let's make exercise something you want to do for your sanity and not your vanity. Ready to move with joy? Let's dive in. And now, here's your host, Snigdha.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. I was having a conversation with a friend who doesn't quite enjoy physical activity. She was so confused when I said that movement can feel joyful. She just could not relate to fitness and movement and to the feeling of joy. She was also so confused that I even have a podcast about it. So she asked me what mindset shifts she can make to bring more joy into her physical activities. And I love this question, so I figured I should just talk about it here. Bringing joy into your movement routine is one of the most powerful ways to make it sustainable. When you bring the feeling of joy into it, you're more likely to stay consistent and do what feels right for you as well. It's such a great way to make it something you actually look forward to. So here are some mindset shifts you can try on. Number 1, shifting I have to work out to I get to move my body. So instead of seeing movement as an obligation, see it as a privilege. Your body is allowing you to stretch, run, dance, lift, and balance. Your body is allowing you to breathe deeply, and that is such a gift. Even a 10-minute walk is a way to say thank you to your body. Number 2, instead of thinking, I need to burn calories, think, I want to feel good. Shift your focus from aesthetics to well-being. Ask yourself, how do I want to feel after this? Do you want to feel energized, clear-headed, or maybe less anxious? Do you want to feel stronger or feel taller? Let feeling better be the goal, not the numbers. And I would say here as well, notice if you have made up arbitrary numbers. For example, whenever I went for a high-intensity interval training class, I would make up this rule that I needed to burn 500 calories. But there was no real reasoning as to where I got this number from or why I had this goal. I had just made it up. And once I started not caring how many calories I burnt in the class, I actually started enjoying the class more. Number 3, shifting this doesn't count to every bit of movement matters. Movement doesn't have to be sweaty or structured to be valuable. A stretch between meetings, or if you're standing during your meetings, if you have one of those standing desks, dancing while cooking, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, or walking while on a call, it all counts. Celebrate those micro moments of movement. Number 4, switch I should do X type of exercise to what feels good for me today. Ditch the one-size-fits-all mindset. If you're tired, maybe go do some yoga or do some stretching. Feeling fired up? Go for a run. By honoring what your body craves, you make movement joyful instead of forced. Your body will tell you what kind of movement it needs if you tap into how much energy you have or what you're feeling. For example, one of the days last week, I was just not having a good day and nothing was going my way. So I needed to go for a run because I was a bit irritated. And just yesterday, I felt tired, so I decided to ditch the intense workout and do some stretches at home that focused on increasing my range of motion. Number 5, instead of thinking, I need to be consistent every day, change it to, I need to listen to my body every day. Because consistency doesn't mean intensity. Some days, movement is rest. Rest can be part of the movement routine too, and we need to trust that our bodies know what it means. You get to define what consistency means for you, whether it's 7 days a week, 5 days a week, 3 times a week, whatever that number means for you, let that define what consistency is. Number 6, I need structure to I need rhythm. Try anchoring movement to something enjoyable. So for example, maybe you love finishing your workout early so you can catch the sunrise on your way back home. Or maybe you have a specific playlist for your runs. This brings more flow into your routine rather than strict discipline. I'll give you an example of this. I had planned on going to the gym to lift some weights, and it was a pretty structured routine for the day. But the next day, I had to walk around quite a bit from one place to another for meetings. It was 15 minutes from my house and back, but just because the movement didn't feel as structured as the gym, I still got in 30 minutes of walking because it was 15 minutes walking there and 15 minutes walking back. Number 7, shift I'm doing this alone to I'm part of something bigger. Movement gives you a sense of community, connection, and culture. Whether it's a dance passed down generations, going to the gym with a buddy, or joining a local run club, remind yourself you are not alone on this journey. For example, I had gone to a Nigerian-style dance class, and the teacher was teaching us the fisherman's dance and how the dancers used this style of dance to demonstrate how the people relied on fishing as their food source back in the day. It was really neat to learn the culture and historical context as we danced. Number 8, switch I need to be productive to I need to be present. Shifting the thinking that movement is about being productive within the time. It isn't just about results. It's about being present in the moment. And it's about not scrolling through messages or emails. I've seen it so many times when I go to the gym or to a yoga class, and either people are on their phones checking their work emails right before the class starts or checking their work emails right as soon as the class is over. It's like they still haven't clocked out at work yet and are still mentally there. Number 9, changing I'm not doing enough to what I did today was enough. Let go of the pressure to do more. Every little win counts, and you can give yourself credit for showing up. Number 10, changing I need to stick to the plan to I can follow what excites me. Discipline is great, but so is spontaneity. You don't need to stick to a rigid plan every day. What I mean by this is if your schedule says lift weights, but you feel like turning on some Zumba songs on YouTube and dance in your living room, that's fine too. You're still doing something that's physically active instead of sitting on your couch, right? Or for instance, if you had planned on going for a run, but you decided to practice some soccer kicks with your children, that still counts as movement. Even though you didn't stick to your plan, you did something. Number 11, switching I have to finish the whole thing to I can pause or stop whenever I need. What I mean by this is if you need a longer rest in between sets, there is no shame in that. You can give yourself permission to adjust your movement and your routine accordingly. If you don't feel like finishing the full workout because you're exhausted, that's okay too. You can press pause or stop whenever you need. Number 12, shifting my body isn't good enough to my body lets me do this. Shift the focus on what your body can do, not how it looks, because this is when movement becomes an act of self-respect, not punishment. The more I go and try different ways of moving my body, like different dance styles or yoga styles or sports, the more I've seen different types of bodies that are good at different things. I'll give another example of this. I recently went to a step class and oh my goodness, I was fumbling and falling and I was so slow, but there were other people with other body types that were doing so well and looked so graceful. Number 13, shift this is a chore to this is a celebration. Movement is a form of celebration and self-expression. We get to celebrate what our bodies are capable of. Whether it's shaking our hips a certain way in a dance class or climbing a wall or running faster. That is a celebration. We need to celebrate our bodies. Number 14, shift I need to look a certain way to I want to feel a certain way. When we picture a person that goes to the gym or goes running or goes rock climbing or goes for Pilates, we have this idea in our mind. We all have these preconceived ideas of how those people look like or what kind of a body they have. We think we don't fit in when we don't have that type of body. But that's simply not true. The fitting in part is just in our mind. In our mind, we are telling ourselves that we don't fit in, but that is just a thought. Number 15, change I need to be good at it to I'm allowed to be a beginner. Because here's the truth. You don't need to be good at it. You are allowed to be a beginner at something, and everyone was a beginner once too. Try something new without needing to be great or perfect. Be playful, be awkward. That's where the joy lives. Number 16. Switch I have no motivation to what would feel nourishing right now. Sometimes movement is more about regulation than motivation. Ask your body what it needs today, not your brain. Your body knows what kind of movement would feel nourishing. A stretch, a walk, some dancing. Number 17. Shift I need accountability to I deserve community. Accountability can come from connection, not pressure. You can invite a friend to move with you and share your wins with them. Or you could find an online or in-person community who celebrate joyful movement. Or if you don't want to do any of those but still feel like you need connection, perhaps connect with nature. You can go for a walk in a park and observe the breeze, the birds, and the flowers. Number 18. Change I have to be consistent every day to I can be compassionate every day. Because progress isn't linear. Some days you rest, some days you move, some days, even if you've planned on going to the gym, things happen and it disrupts your schedule and you can't go. Some days your movement is a bit more structured and other days it isn't. All of it is valuable. And keep in mind that consistency can look different every day. Sometimes consistency can look like you giving 100% for 1 hour, and other days it can look like you're giving 40% for 20 minutes. I also want to highlight that a lot of fitness influencers on social media share that consistency every day is important, but their entire job is to be fitness influencers. They don't have corporate jobs, they don't have other responsibilities. They're at the gym the whole day. So it's easy for them to be consistent. So give yourself grace if you've got a day job, if you've got little ones at home, or if you're taking care of a big family. Sometimes it's not possible to get in 1 full hour, but can you get in 10 or 20 minutes just stretching or playing with your children? That still counts as consistency. Number 19. Shift I'm too tired to move to can movement give me energy? Because I've noticed that movement isn't always draining. Sometimes it can recharge you. Sometimes it's all the overthinking that drains us more than the actual workout itself, or overthinking throughout the day. And oftentimes, the hardest part is just starting and not the workout itself. Number 20. Shift I don't have time to movement can fit into my life, not the other way around. Your physical movement doesn't have to be 60 minutes. It doesn't have to be going and driving 30 minutes to the fancy gym. It doesn't have to take over your day. You can integrate movement into your regular routine. For example, you can stretch while your coffee brews, walk during a phone call, or take the stairs instead of the elevator. One of the things that I like doing is seeing if I can walk somewhere instead of driving. And I have another friend that will scroll through Instagram while holding a plank. For her, it's guilt-free scrolling. Number 21. I need to follow someone else's rules to I can write my own movement story. Because you don't need to copy someone else's routine. We all have different priorities, we all have different responsibilities and obligations, and we all have different bodies. We all live different lives with different events. And you're here to discover what you love and what works for your schedule. If a friend wants to do 60 minutes of weightlifting 6 times a week, that's fine. Let them do it. You don't need to copy that or think that you need to do that to stay consistent. Number 22. Shift movement is about fixing myself to movement is how I care for myself. You're not broken, so you don't need fixing. When you move your body with love, you are showing up for yourself with love. So every time you move, remind yourself, this is an act of care, not correction. Number 23. Shift, I should look like that, to I want to feel like that. When you see someone strong, confident, or glowing, I want you to ask yourself this question. What energy are they channeling? And tap into that energy for yourself. Use movement to embody the vibe you admire instead of focusing on replicating the look. Number 24. Shift, working out is serious, to movement can be fun and silly. You don't have to look cool, serious, or look Instagram perfect. You don't need to look like as if you're dialed in and focused. You are allowed to laugh during your workouts or during your movement routine. In fact, I heard a yoga teacher saying recently that you're even allowed to yawn, sneeze, and fart during the yoga class. Number 25. Shift, I'll celebrate when I hit my goal, to I'll celebrate every step. Because joy isn't just for the end, it's about the process. Celebrate small wins like I showed up, or I listened to my body, or I tried something new. That's worth acknowledging too. Number 26. Shift, it's just about me, to it's part of something bigger. When you shift your focus on being part of the bigger picture, your movement story can inspire others. Whether it's your children, your parents, your friends, your neighbor, or a coworker, share the joy. Even a simple, I moved today and it felt good, might help someone else start too. Number 27, the last one. Shift, I need to see progress, to I get to feel alive. What if movement wasn't about tracking progress, but simply being alive in your body? I really want to encourage you to move without measuring how many calories you burned, how many sets you did, how many minutes you were in zone 3 cardio. No stats, no timers, just you, your breath, and your body in motion. I hope that these shifts help you make physical movement more joyful. Remember that it's about how you feel. You really need to start romanticizing movement, and the only way to do that is to celebrate your body and move in the ways that make you feel good, and including it into your schedule, because everybody's schedule gets busy. If these mindset shifts help you, please let me know on social media. If this episode resonated with you, please leave a review and don't forget to subscribe. I've recently taken my wellness routine to the next level with teas. Whether I need a moment of calm, an immunity boost, or a blend to power through my to-do list, Teas has the perfect tea for every mood. Their blends are made with whole leaf ingredients, 100% biodegradable plant-based bags, and 0 artificial flavors. So you can sip with intention. Check out the link in the show notes and start elevating your wellness rituals today.
Thanks for listening. Please rate and review the podcast, as we'd love to hear your feedback. If you love what you're hearing and want to take the next step further, please visit www.joyfulmovement.ca.